Reporting for duty. I need a weapon. I need a weapon. A little help here.
How's it? Loose. Happy Thanksgiving. Welcome to Mongoose Max Hawaii, the channel. Yeah, maybe my camera is broken. Sorry. Yes, it's Thanksgiving, and I don't know what to say, except there's probably going to be a lot of stuff going on. We're going to have like a little early dinner, like 2 or something like that. I don't know. Some family's going to show up. I don't know who. Those things, right? And, I'm going to try to make this short, so... Not that short. We're going to try to make this short so we can,
Trooper standing by.
I don't know, make like stuff. I was trying to think of like how to make like a little Thanksgiving special. Oh, Thanksgiving special. Like for all 2 of us to watch. I get to watch it when we edit. Let's see. Oh, we have criminals. Yes, criminals and wars and all kinds of horrible, insane things. But there is stuff to be thankful for, and I'm part of a 12-step program, and I don't do it very well, but I teach the gratitude list, and I was never very good at this gratitude list. It's basically things to find in your life that you're thankful for, so you take the time and change the scene here. Let's change the scene. Like, you can start off dumb, like, or how about this one? I'm glad to be alive. So I'm going out to get in the newspaper. I'm thinking, I'm glad to be alive. Yes. Like, am I? I'm not like wanting to die, but I'm thinking, am I really glad to be alive? Is it just an instinct thing? Like, well, what am I? Is it how about glad that there's people, I more and more, it's like people in my life. The good people in my life. They say, I don't know. Living in that good people that have been love, showed me love, that's what I would be grateful for. Or if I was advanced people that I have the opportunity to show love to. Grateful for the butterfly that flies across the thing. The monarch butterflies are coming back. They're not going to die off. Yeah. Grateful. Then I'll start thinking, well, maybe we should check out the big book. And I tried to look up some grateful things. I found something in Psalms. It goes, Royal Thanksgiving for Victory. This is Psalms 18. Perchance, if you like to look at this stuff. It says, I love you, O Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock, my fortress and my deliverer, my God, my rock, in whom I take refuge, my shield and the horn of my salvation. My stronghold, I call upon the Lord, who is worthy to be praised. So shall be saved from my enemies. So I shall be saved from my enemies. Then it gets dark. The cords of death encompassed me, the torrents of perdition assailed me, the cords of Sheol entangled me, the snares of death confronted me, and then it gets darker. In my distress I called upon the Lord for my help. His temple heard my voice, tried to cut him. Then the earth reeled and rocked, and the foundations of the mountain trembled and quaked, because it was angry, and smoke went up his nostrils, devoured from the fire of the mouth, glowing coals. And then I had to stop, because it sounded like a fiery earthquake was going on. I want to be grateful that I wasn't there. Anyways, if you want to go biblical, this is what I like to look at, is Jesus had people around him, disciples and stuff and people, and they said, "Oh, good Lord." You might have heard that before. Good Lord. They said, "Good Lord." And Jesus said to them, which is very curious. He says, "Why do you call me good?" Because you're Jesus. Thank you, Lord, thank you, God, for sending us your only begotten Son to save us. No, Jesus said, "Why do you call me good? Only my Father in heaven is good." So Jesus is saying, I'm not the good one. God is the good one. All good things come from God. So if you're ever thinking about thankful about something good, whatever that is, we know what bad is, but it's good. If you ever have that instinct that something's good and you're thanking God, it's a connection to God. That was too long. Thank you for the special. Anyways, back in the news. If I was going to look in the news here real quick, which is, I don't know why, there's something kind of cool. Well, one is everyone's doing the surface food bank service stuff, feed the poor thing, and everyone's trying to outdo each other with the food bank stuff and giving food. But look down here. It says, groups press for shutdown of Red Hill Fuge storage tank. They're getting on the Navy. It's kind of interesting. Let's see if we can find the thing. Oh, here we go. Oh, please. Oh, why does it do that? Okay, let's try it again. There we go. A coalition of Hawaii activist groups led by Sierra Club announced Wednesday that it is launching a grassroots campaign aimed at persuading President Biden. So they're going right up to the top because they shut down the Navy fuel tanks storage facility at Red Hill. Mouthful, trying to explain it all at once. But basically, we've lost all faith in the local Navy command, and we're launching a grassroots ground campaign to reach out to the president and the top brass at the Pentagon. The director of the Sierra Club, head to the Pentagon. So, because basically, the Navy just gives them the runaround because it's so expensive, and they're just trying to be proud of this underground tank. And here's some history behind it. The Cold War. Wait. Cool. Wait. What? The Cold War that's only began about 1990. The Cold War, and then it's I'm thinking I'm totally lost here. What happened? Oh, okay. Let's continue over here. So the activists went. The military's going, hey, yeah, okay, we'll try to do something. Unique architecture. Okay, so it's built underground because Pearl Harbor was attacked by airplanes that launched off an aircraft carrier, and the planes released things that are kind of like torpedo bombs, and it would bomb stuff on top of the ground. So if they have the underground, maybe they don't see it, but it's sort of, where's the fuel tank? We can't bomb their fuel. And they were so enamored with that it's never gone away. But it's only been since the Cold War ended, and they're saying Cold War ended in 1995. That's like Soviet Union stops. So the information was made available to the public, and it never got tested until 2014. It was like, oh yeah, it's safe. So between 1941 to 2014, they didn't really test it. Just like whatever, and it's been leaking all this time too. Here and there, it leaks big time, not just little drip. It's like every once in a while, whoosh. Okay, so it's not just a tank, it's a distribution system. I was born and raised in Kalihi, which means my entire life I received my drinking water from the aquifer that has been continuously affected. It isn't rocket scientist, something it isn't. Okay, we got enough there. And I don't want to plug drinking water, bottled drinking water, Benihuni's. these little Menahinis. Anyway, I'm not going to try to point out which one, but they got the thing up the same valley. Okay, here's kind of a bummer. Longtime journalist dies at 85. This guy Bob Jones, he passed away. It was a heart condition, and he was like 85, right? Well, Bob Jones is like one of those guys that's been around in the news stuff. So you always like see Bob Jones, and he did this column, and he was actually pretty good. I saw him on the bus one time. I was catching the bus a long time ago. I saw him on the bus, and I asked him for his autograph. So what am I gonna do with this thing? So basically, I'm on the bus. I turn around. I was like, hey, that's the guy Bob Jones, right? He was like the news guy. You see the face. He's like the face. And I just like, hey, I didn't know what to say really. So I said, can I have your autograph? He's like, well, I've never really been asked very often for my autograph. Somewhere I got Bob Jones' autograph. Whatever. Well, dig it up now. He's dead, huh? Make some money on eBay. I couldn't find it if my life depended upon it, I think. So he'll be missed. He was, and he worked on a YouTube. What? No, not YouTube. An internet blog. It says internet. He worked on an internet blog until the day he died. Holy crap. That's a little creepy. That sounds like me. I've been doing this, and nothing good ever came of it. But except you guys watching, I appreciate you watching. I'm talking about. I look out there and I see these successful ones, and I'm just like, oh, sports. The cheeks. Wahine volleyball. Duka Hanamoku. Oh, there's a board. Surfing is the metaverse. I saw this little guy. I don't know how. I wound up looking at all these, like, I don't know what it was. It was the one I clicked on before. And I'm looking at these, like, 1800s murder cases, and like, whoa, ooh. I think I was just looking up all the ghost stuff. And then in the middle of all that, right, there's this little YouTuber. I can't remember his name. This little YouTuber, he's just like, must have been about, I don't know, how old is this guy? He's like too young. Little fluffy hair and nails that were painted pastel colors and LBG TV. He's like, oh, somebody dumped me, and I thought it was like what am I watching this for? Like, what is this? It's like, okay, totally not my audience or whatever you call it. I was like, what? I went from serial killer, and it was like, what's that? And then I'm watching that, and then I looked, and the guy had like 1.4 or 2.4 million viewers. I'm like, what? I tell you, I'm thankful for everything, even the small things, like my ratings. Okay, so here we go. There's not much. I'm not going to do too much. Well, there's probably plenty. This one, and then there's this one. The stadium on the campus. Okay, let's try this one. I like trust science. I'm grateful my microphone's working. It almost didn't work. I like that little stuff. It's not world changing, but if I just remember all good comes from God. See, that's the thing about if you ever encounter the devil stuff or mean and wicked thing. They can't create things, and they can't do good stuff. It's beyond them. So if you know you have something good, if it's small or anything, it has a connection. Trust science, which is good. Not naive ignorance or prejudice. The COVID-19 pandemic. Let's try a voice. I don't know. James Mason. The COVID-19 pandemic and global climate change have some significant things in common. Both are existential threats, impact the entire world, and terribly expensive financially, cause much of suffering and death. are relatively well known and understood by science, and have fairly effective means for mitigation. Both have irrationally and recklessly politicized, and this continues to be delusional and dangerous. Both are denied and downplayed by many, including those who distrust and deny science out of naive ignorance and prejudice. Scientific, educational, and governmental institutions must do far more to provide knowledge and trust in the overwhelming scientific consensus on both for the sake of everyone and national security. Tragically, this time is long overdue for everyone who is squarely faced with the reality to reduce further unnecessary suffering and death, and potentially even catastrophe. Common sense, truth, decency, and responsibility must prevail for everyone's sake. Clearly, this is a life or death matter. Leslie Sponsel Waikai. Well, it was fun trying to say all these really fun words like, that's ignorant and prejudicial and science knowledge is good. And I was almost slipping from James Mason into David Attenborough there. Sorry about that. And Second Amendment is already regulated. And America is going into two different countries. Oh, well, it's increasingly split in America into different countries. Yeah, that's called civil war. It was tried in 1860. And then, you can't divide it. You can't do that. So it turned into a civil war. So I would suggest dropping that notion and try to get behind unity. You have different. What if people in America with the different opinions divided the country into two? You'd have to have the space. Okay, so you guys move over there. We move over here and draw a line. It's like a bad divorce when you have tape going across the living room floor. Anyways, so that's it. I'm gonna try to just keep it like this, and hopefully I'll get to edit this before I don't know. Maybe I'll throw in an explosion or something. Nothing ever happens. Watch the football. Be grateful for something small. What's life? I'll be grateful. Happy Thanksgiving. Bye. Aloha.